What is up, you guys? I have a 2-hour drive to my next job site, so I figured I'd do a little quick video again, kind of give you guys an update. And I've been getting a lot of questions asked on why I switched from sheet metal to being a service tech. Sorry for the shaky camera. I kind of have a little cheap tripod that's in front of my steering wheel, so but anyways, I got about 8 or 9 people asking me why I went from being a sheet metal apprentice to a service tech. Well, for his glory, the great Mr. Leitmus, I know you're a lot bigger deal in the HVAC industry than I am, and I'm sorry for butchering your name. Evan, Armando, Pat, St. Louis, and Devin, all these people have asked me why I jumped ship, and a couple of them were saying that they're barely getting in, and they were wondering why I switched. Well, it's sheet metal and HVAC kind of go hand in hand. When I got into the trade, I got in non-union, and I worked for a one-man company for about 2 or 3 years, on and off for summer work, and he showed me a lot about the install portion of residential. And then towards the end of the time that I was there, he started showing me the service side. He actually helped me get my EPA too. So 2 years into the trade, I was already EPA certified and went to another company. And since then, I've been bouncing between commercial and residential companies, kind of learning almost every aspect of residential and almost every aspect of commercial. Now, you never learn everything there is to learn about HVAC because it's constantly changing. But when I went through the sheet metal apprenticeship, I jumped into being a service tech because that's just something that came natural to me. I enjoyed being able to work on units, diagnosing units, and different things like that. So when the opportunity came to become a service tech, I jumped at it. Obviously, I went back into sheet metal because, in my opinion, when you work in sheet metal, when you work on a job site, it depends on the crew that you're on. It depends on the people who are around you that make the job fun, that make the job worthwhile. Right now, as I'm making this video, I actually left being a service tech in refrigeration and going back into sheet metal. I actually was promoted to a foreman for a non-union company. But now that that company folded, I actually joined our local union here in Bakersfield. It's the local 105, and unfortunately, I am an apprentice. They branded me as an apprentice because they didn't give any of my experience, I guess, credit. So they said that I'll be an apprentice till I turn out, or if the company I work for turns me out early. So that's what I get to look forward to. But the good thing is that I've learned so much being in the union, controls wise, service wise. I learned piping, that now with the company I'm with now, that's all I'm doing. I don't do sheet metal. I do it every once in a while, tie-ins, little connections for flex duct, some sheet metal runs, but I mainly focus on controls and pipe and copper piping. So, because again, that's kind of my forte, is the service side of things. I'm not the greatest service tech. I'll never claim to be, because I know that there's always somebody out there better. I'm not the greatest sheet metal guy, because again, I know there's people out there that are better. Again, 105. So that's kind of what I've been doing. In my opinion, and a lot of older journeymen that I've worked for in the union have told me that they'd rather work in the service side or control side of things, just due to the fact of the less labor intensive aspect of it. One guy even told me, he's like, I'd rather twist wire nuts to the right than to be carrying 100 pounds of duct on my back up a ladder or on some scaffolding or scissor lifts or whatever the case may be. So now that I am doing controls, that's all I focus on is controls and copper piping. So for those of you wondering why I went from union to non-union, or non-union to union, in my mind, it was just looking out for my future, pension, benefits, making sure my kids are going to be taken care of. That's mainly it. I know there's non-union companies out there that'll take care of guys when they get the chance to, or whenever work is picking up. I know right now there's going on with that nonsense of COVID or whatever you guys want to call it. Luckily, I'm blessed to be working still. I don't know what I'd be doing if I wasn't. But yeah, that's pretty much just a quick rundown. I'm already sitting at 6 minutes right now of a video. Highly doubt you guys are still looking at my ugly ass. But yeah, that's, again, just a quick rundown on why I left the sheet metal trade, why I'm back in the sheet metal trade, why I went from refrigeration to HVAC, back to sheet metal. I mean, if you want to be a good, well-rounded worker in the HVAC industry, you gotta not be afraid to learn new different things, new different aspects of the HVAC industry. Like, there's guys that are just strictly installers, there's guys that are strictly service techs, strictly salesmen, strictly commissioning. From the 8 years that I've been doing it, I've learned a lot. I know a little bit of each aspect. I don't know everything, like I said. I don't claim to know everything. There's people out there that are gods among men when it comes to this industry. I'm just me. I know a little bit of everything. I know enough to get me by, and if I get in trouble with things, I know I've networked with a lot of people to where they'll help me get out of a pinch. So, and that's another thing about this industry is networking. Like this company right here, Rizzo AC. Shout out to those guys. They're one of the best companies in California. Look them up on Instagram, follow them on Facebook, whatever the case may be. Rizzo AC, best of the best. I know those guys are top notch. There's a bunch of companies here in California that I've either worked for or worked alongside. So it's just learning and networking with people. Either people I've worked with, co-workers, foremen, leads. If I get, like I said, if I get stuck on a job doing startup, or if I get stuck on a job trying to troubleshoot a unit that I haven't worked on before, I can call them up and say, hey, can you help me out? They'll try to work with me over the phone. If not, then you always have tech support when it comes to troubleshooting units. As for duct work and running duct work, I've been a foreman before. I'm going to start considering myself the 8th year apprentice as my, I guess, a brand. So yeah, that's, I don't know what else. I'm just rambling now. Give this video a like, subscribe, check me out on Instagram, add me on Facebook, whatever the case you guys want to do. Twitter, at WhoIsSantos, on pretty much every platform there is, and I will catch you guys later.